Hey guys, it's Milana.
How can love you all summer and after fall I'll keep.
So in today's video, I want to show you guys how to make your own Arabic sugar wax. It's very similar to regular sugar wax, but it just has one more ingredient. So if you guys want to know how, just go ahead and keep on watching. So this is what the wax will look like after we are all done. But I just wanted to give you guys a little preview of what we are making today. So I'm super excited. So let's go ahead and get this tutorial started. So you will be needing 1 cup of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. You can also use a fresh lemon too. 2 tablespoons of water, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then we want a glass jar to store the wax and make sure it is heat proof and shatter resistant. I'm just using a mason jar. And lastly, go ahead and set a bowl to the side, fill it up with some water. Right before the wax is done, we're also going to add ice cubes so that the wax can cool down so much faster. Now you want to go ahead and grab a pot and don't turn on the oven until after all of the ingredients are in. So right here, I'm just going to go ahead and pour my 1 cup of granulated sugar right into the pot. Next, I'm pouring in my 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. After that, go ahead and pour in 2 tablespoons of water in there too. And lastly, go ahead and pour in 1 teaspoon of salt. So now you want to go ahead and give everything a really good stir so that the sugar, the salt, and everything is in with the lemon juice and the water. Now you guys can finally turn your stove on. I'm putting mine at 5. If this is your first time making sugar wax, I would recommend doing at a lower temperature just so it doesn't burn. So I have learned that if you don't stir the wax while you cook it, it cooks so much faster. So the only time that I stir my wax is when I have to lift it up off the oven when it gets bubbly and I stir it. Other than that, I don't stir it while it's cooking on the stove. So basically, you just want to literally watch your wax, don't stir it, and when it gets bubbly, take it off the stove, stir it, and just continuously check the color of your wax and the smell of it. So eventually your wax should start to look like this. It's a nice color change, but the smell of caramel hasn't kicked in yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and stir it and place it right back on the stove to cook a little longer. So eventually this is what your wax should look like. It is a medium brown, and I know that it is ready for sure because I smell caramel. So now I'm just going to go ahead and let this simmer off the stove while I get my ice cubes ready. So finally the wax is no longer bubbly. My ice cubes are already in the bowl that we used from earlier. Now it is all ready to go because I have my mason jar and ice cubes already in there. So when you're pouring your wax in, be super careful because this is where the wax can be really sticky and super hot. So as you guys can see, there's also steam coming out. So if you want to, you can also put something underneath the bowl so you can protect your counter. And if you do accidentally make a mess, you can easily clean this up with water, but if the wax turns hard, use hot water. So as you guys can see, this is very liquidy. So in order to use this as a paste, all you guys have to do is just wait for the wax to cool down into a solid. And since the wax just came off of the stove, I would recommend using a spoon because you don't want to burn yourself. So you will know when it is ready to be used as a paste when it's hard for you to lift the wax up with a spoon. It's really easy for me to do that right now because the wax is very liquidy. So this is the next stage of the wax cooling down. It is still very liquidy, but as you guys can see right here, the consistency is a little bit slower as I am pulling it out of the jar. So finally, my wax is ready to be used as a paste. As you guys can all see, when I lift the wax up out of the jar, the consistency is very slow. So I can use this as a paste now, and you would think that I put this video in slow motion because of how slow it is, but this is the original video. So now I just want to show you guys real quickly how I would normally take the wax out because I know that it can get super sticky. So when you take your wax out of the jar, you want to make sure your hands are a little bit wet. When I say a little bit, I mean literally just a little bit. If you put too much water on your hands, your wax will not be as effective. And you don't have to use a spoon, you can also use your bare fingers if you want, and you can also use the wooden sticks used to wax. So if you have never sugar waxed yourself and want to know how, basically you just want to go ahead and clean your skin off. I use baby powder, and then when you apply the sugar wax paste, apply it in the opposite direction of your hair growth, and then when you rip the wax off, rip it in the same direction of your hair growth. So it's the opposite of regular sugar wax. But if you are a visual learner, I do have a video that I made recently. Go ahead and click the top right icon that you see popping up, and I demonstrate it, and I also demonstrate it on my legs. And my legs are very hairy, so you guys will be able to see what I am doing. If your sugar wax ever comes out really bad, don't forget you can actually eat it as well. I've had a couple people actually tell me that it's really good. I've never tried it myself because I normally use it to actually wax myself, but that's also another option. And you can also do what I'm doing right here. I just kind of like to play with the wax. It's just kind of satisfying to see it, and you can mold it kind of like Play-Doh. So I know that this waxing video is a little bit similar, or probably super similar to my past videos, but I just wanted to share this with you guys because the more that I do sugar wax, the more tips that I learn along the way. Thank you guys for watching my video today. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I'll see you all in my next video.